waiting for, the end. And what better piece to finish than Godzilla Eats Las Vegas? Eric Whitacre, I'm going to stay mostly on script because Eric Whitacre mostly tells about this. And well, he's a beautiful man or woman, he's a beautiful man. And he's a wonderful composer. And he's very prolific. He's written a lot of stuff for choral music. But his music seems to really, anything that sustains, like a band, choirs, strings, his music really blooms. He's an American composer. He's a conductor, known for choral, orchestral, wind ensemble music. He's well known for writing complex harmonies, unconventional chord progressions, particularly in his choral music. His series of virtual choir projects, if you've ever heard of those, he gets people from around the world to record choral parts and puts it all together on YouTube. It's amazing. Projects has brought together thousands of singers from over 100 countries to create virtual performances, easy for me to say, of several of his works. His compositions are often strongly programmatic, like this one, and contain unusual instructions for performers that can be theatrical in nature and may involve props. Godzilla Eats Las Vegas is a prime example of such a piece, as one might imagine. Commissioned by the Wind Symphony of his alma mater, the University of Nevada at Las Vegas, it tells the story of the destruction of Las Vegas by Godzilla and covers dozens of musical genres in the process, from big band and rumba to Sinatra and Liberace, all things Vegas. An army of Elvises, or we must, probably the proper plural is Elvi, eventually comes to the defense of Sin City, and Whitacre has this to say of his own piece. It took me 7 years to get my bachelor's degree from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Now, I'm sure there's a real good story behind that. By that time I graduated, I was ready to eat Las Vegas. Tom Leslie asked me, Tom Leslie, by the way, another trombone player, asked me to write another piece for the group as I was leaving, and I thought it would be a blast to do something completely ridiculous. The players are called upon to scream in terror, dress like Elvi, and play in about 30 different styles from mambo to cheesy lounge music. The audience follows a script that I wrote simulating a campy, over-the-top Godzilla movie, Is There Any Other Kind? I wrote the bulk of this piece while in my first year at Juilliard, and no kidding, I used to act out the script every morning, devouring animal crackers, wreaking havoc all over the breakfast table. The script was originally twice as long and had an entire subplot devoted to a young scientist and his love interest. As I started to finish the piece, however, it didn't seem that funny. And that story, along with an extended Elvis tribute, ended up on the cutting room floor. What a shame. Well, that's something for future generations to revive. He continues, the idea that this piece is being played all over the world in such serious concert venues is the single funniest thing I have ever heard. It has been played on the steps of the Capitol by the United States Marine Band, by the Scottish National Wind Symphony. They play in kilts, so help me God. And I have a video of a Japanese audience visibly confused and shaken by the whole experience. Can you imagine? I'm laughing my head off even as I write this. All right, so you have a real treat in store befitting such a cinematic work. Tonight's performance will be accompanied by an original film by Lem Hardy. Ooh, wow. So, we have a bit of coordinating to do, right? All right. You'll get ready. You get ready, so. All right. I'll stand here and look at you awkwardly. Cue. conductor, and filmmaker.